beautiful souls, and welcome back to the Cosmic Energy Academy. I'm Patricia, and today we are diving into one of the most powerful new moons of the year, the Libra New Moon on October 21st, 2025. This is the kind of lunation that doesn't just whisper, it resets. It's happening at 28 degrees of Libra, right at the end of the sign. This is a degree of culmination, of closure, and integration. And yet, it's also the beginning of something new, something wiser, something more aligned, something that asks you to start fresh, but from peace rather than pressure. This is the moment between breaths, that sacred pause where endings merge into beginnings. So, if you've been longing to restore balance in your life, your relationships, or even your business, this Libra new moon opens that doorway. And if that sounds like exactly what you need right now, go ahead and type balance in the comments, because that is our collective intention today. To remember that balance isn't something we find once, it is something we practice every single day. So let's start with the astrology. The sun and the moon are joining together at 28 degrees of Libra, creating a potent new beginning at the very edge of the sign. This one is ruled by Venus, who is also in her home sign of Libra, radiant, confident, magnetic, and she is forming a special aspect to Jupiter, exalted in Cancer. So both the benefics are strong, both are supportive. There's no Mars squaring them, no Saturn oppositions, just a rare clearing, a cosmic exhale after months of intensity. This energy begins around October 13th and lasts through the first week of November until Venus moves into Scorpio and then Mars shifts into Sagittarius. So this is our window, a few golden weeks of opportunity where grace, peace, and possibility are amplified. It is as if the universe is saying, you've done the hard work. Now breathe, reset, begin again from balance. This new moon sits almost at the anaretic degree, not quite, 1 degree away, but it's close enough that it is still at that threshold between completion and rebirth. In astrology, those late degrees carry wisdom. They carry the fullness of that sign. They mark a time when we've fully walked through the lessons of a particular sign and are now preparing to move on. So ask yourself, what have the last 2 years of Libra eclipses taught you about partnership, reciprocity, and harmony? What patterns are you finally ready to close with love and clarity? And where are you still trying to please others at the expense of your own peace? This new moon is not about perfection. It's about choosing peace over pressure. It is about taking everything you've learned, all the clarity, all the self-awareness, and building from there. And now here's the mystical layer that I love. This new moon happens in the third decan of Libra, the third 10 degrees of the sign. This decan is ruled by Jupiter, and it is connected to the Four of Swords in the tarot. This typically pictures a knight lying in a chapel, sword resting below. This is a moment of sacred rest. It's not defeat, it is recovery. It's the stillness before the Renaissance. This card and this decan remind us that before something beautiful can bloom, we have to pause, we have to integrate, we have to breathe. So under this new moon, your power move isn't action, it is awareness. It's that moment of quiet before you leap forward. It's trusting that wisdom is already inside you. I like to think of it as a cosmic Sabbath, a day of stillness, a day of rest that restores your creative and emotional energy. Jupiter's influence here reminds us that wisdom doesn't come from doing more. It comes from understanding more deeply. Libra rules our relationships, not just the romantic ones, but every kind of partnership, clients, friends, colleagues, even the relationship you have with your own body, your business, and yourself. So this new moon asks you to check out where you might be overgiving or under receiving, what agreements, whether they're spoken or silent, are due for a checkup. a recalibration. Maybe you've noticed small imbalances. You're always the one initiating or thanking or holding space. Maybe you've realized you crave more mutuality, a partnership that feels like a dance, not a tug of war. So this is your opportunity to speak those truths lovingly, to say, this isn't working anymore, but I'm ready to find a new way that honors both of us. Libra reminds us that balance isn't static. It is alive. It's responsive. It's relational. Sometimes it's 80-20. Sometimes it's 60-40. And that's okay, as long as the exchange is conscious and kind. Now let's look at the deeper tension that's pushing this transformation forward. At the new moon, the sun in Libra opposes Chiron, retrograde in Aries, and squares Jupiter in Cancer. What this does is it creates what we call a cardinal T-square. That means action, movement, initiation. Chiron, the wounded healer, in Aries is our lifelong wound around self-identity. Am I enough? Can I stand alone? Jupiter in Cancer magnifies this emotional memory, the old stories of belonging or rejection that we still carry. And the sun in Libra sits in between, trying to harmonize it all, seeking understanding. So if you have felt emotionally raw or tired of the same healing loops, you are not imagining it. This T-square is pressure to grow. It says you've learned the lesson, now embody it. This is where the wisdom meets the edge, where we stop analyzing our wounds and we start living from wholeness. This is balanced action, graceful growth. As the new moon unfolds, the cosmic stage is shifting too. The sun will move into Scorpio in the next day or two, depending where you are. It'll be the 23rd UK time. And depth and emotional honesty will become the new theme. Neptune is doing its little drift back into Pisces, which is restoring intuition and faith. Mercury is entering its shadow, preparing to retrograde in November. So communication, clarity is key. So this means plan ahead, write things down, speak truthfully but gently, and do not rush. This isn't a sprint. It is the beginning of a long, beautiful alignment cycle. This new moon is your cosmic permission slip to start again, gently, deliberately, beautifully. You have spent months navigating transformation, healing, and responsibility. Now you're invited to rest, to integrate everything you've learned, and trust that your next chapter doesn't need to be rushed. Maybe for you, that means setting a boundary you've avoided. Maybe it's reaching out to collaborate or finally writing the first page of that next idea that's been whispering to you. Maybe it's simply saying, I choose peace. Whatever it is, this is your time to make a balanced new beginning. So set your intentions now. And also, I want to go back to that 28 degree. The new moons moving forward up until about March, I believe, are all at that 28 degree point, this kind of closing out, this kind of finalizing point. So this is setting up the start of a 6-month cycle of this. It's the 6th month until the completion of this new moon cycle, where we get the full moon in Libra, but also the new moons in between all are at this 28 degree point, which is really uncommon. So really, as we've been talking about all throughout this year, really, a lot of unique configurations, a lot of unique things happening. We are in uncharted waters, so to speak. And it's like that closing degree, right? It's the ending of a cycle, the ending of a sign. So those new moons through the next 6 months will be offering us that closure of opportunity in the sign that they represent. For now, this month it's Libra. And so the focus is on relationships, it's on harmony, it's on negotiation, it's on balance. And this is your opportunity to set those kinds of intentions. And when you set your intentions, let them come from a place of wholeness rather than something to fix. From the understanding that rest, that reflection, that right timing are just as sacred as momentum and moving forward. We need both. So as we close, I will leave you with this affirmation. I am the calm within the change. I restore balance with every breath. I trust the wisdom that emerges in stillness. If this message resonated with you, take a moment to like, subscribe, and share this video with someone who could use a little more balance in their life. And if you'd like my free Sacred Rest ritual guide to work with during this Libra New Moon energy, you can download it using the link below. I'll see you next week for the Cosmic Energy Forecast. Until then, keep shining your brilliance.